In this mini documentary series, I will be going over each individual encounter, explaining it, doing a trial run, and then coming back to answer any questions as necessary. I do have one member in my fire team that has never ran this before, so this will be a good learning experience for him. For the remaining people in here, they do have experience running it, but they want to get better and learn how to teach others. So I'm going to be Sherpaing the Sherpas, as well as teaching somebody brand new as well throughout the way. So first things first, this is going to all you guys here.
Am I muted by someone? I
No.
feel like I hear someone through someone else's mic.
Anyhow, for those of you Sherpaing, and I'm just going to call you Sherpas because it'll be a lot easier. First thing I like to do before I start any raid is I like to find out what classes we've got. So how many warlocks we have, how many hunters, just so that I have a good idea as to where our strong points are going to be and where we need to accommodate and make up, you know, different variations of things. So I know Drew's on a warlock. Zadok, what are you on?
Hunter.
Hunter. I am on a hunter. Sentry. Hunter. Savage. Warlock. Okay. And Sinister is on a hunter. Okay, for all of the hunters, you guys have Celestial Nighthawk, correct?
Yep.
Does anybody in here not have a Whisper of the Worm, a Darcy, or a Sleeper? Everybody's got one of those? Does anybody not have a Whisper or a Darcy? Perfect. Alright. So, we have two Warlocks. The rest are Hunters. Both Warlocks, Savage, you have Well of Radiance unlocked?
Yep, and I have
Perfect.
faction.
Perfect. You won't need those quite yet. In fact, I recommend running for a Warlock Transversive Steps because you get to move much quicker while running.
Alright. Give me a sec.
Civics was after
We're
much
acquiring
more
those
than
right now.
simply stealing
You're just
and
fine.
abusing our forge. His
Um,
gaze has turned to
For
almost
Hunters, I
prized
recommend
possession.
Stompies
A vault
as well.
filled with the finest wares the Black Armory has to offer. Our very soul resides in that vault. It must be secured.
Now, Drew, would you be willing to be on map? Or Savage? One of you two? I don't care who. Will you be on map, please? Okay.
Ask Neurosis if he has me muted.
No, I don't have you muted. I can hear you.
Sentry.
I can hear him. I don't have him muted.
Okay. He can hear me, but I can't hear him. Okay.
Essentially, just leave and then rejoin the party.
Alright, let's try.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Perfect.
I was
Alright.
wondering what was going on.
So, volunteer to be on the map. So Drew is on map. I need one map defender. Don't place that, or don't hit it yet at least.
Oh.
Okay. I need somebody to read map, please. Sinister, are you here?
Yeah,
Sentry.
I'm here. I can do it.
One of you two. I don't care who. Pick.
I'll read
Sentry,
it.
go do it.
Alright, so I like to find out, first of all, who's running what. So I know what characters I have. I now know who my two map defenders are, so Drew and Sentry. At this point in time, I would go over recommendations on weapons before anybody even hits that banner. So obviously for map, you're going to want to have scout rifles, you're going to want to have, you know, a blast furnace, something that you can take down the snipers with. For those of us out in the field, which is myself, well, actually is everybody other than Sentry and Drew, I would recommend having on a shotgun, as well as something like a hand cannon, or I don't know, probably blast furnace, an auto rifle, anything really that you're going to be taking down adds with. As well as for a heavy, I recommend having a Thunderlord or a Hammerhead.
Yep.
Okay. Everybody have those?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yep.
Just go ahead and hit banner. Go ahead and follow me on over these buildings.
No, I'm not gonna make that. I'm just gonna do it.
That's why I said hunters put on stompies.
Or no, I just went on the ledge. Oh, but yeah, you know, that probably still would have made it with stompies. You're right, you're right.
Okay, so now that everybody's here, this area that we are at right now is considered to be map. Okay, Exotic?
Yep.
And I'm gonna explain. So for those of you watching, and for everybody in here, I'm going to explain this to Exotic, and just try to follow along the way that I do explain it to him. Okay. But if you get confused at any point in time, ask me a question. Ask me why I explain it this way. If maybe you have an alternative way, you know, let's figure this out among all of us. So, Exotic, this here is considered to be map, okay? Map is essentially the anchor point of this entire map around us. This city, I guess, urban area, is a giant square. That's pretty much all it is. So you've got your north, your east, your south, and your west. So if you take a look at the north, you see the giant Chanel building right above you? North.
Yep.
One, use that as another anchor point as facing north, and then at the very base of that building is drop pod number 1, okay?
Okay, yeah, I know what I mean.
Okay, so if you come back over here, where I'm standing, facing towards the east, you'll see that we have a yellow and white banner. On the other side of that building is drop pod number 2. Facing south, we have the domes. The base of those domes is drop pod number 3, and then facing west at the base of the radio tower is drop pod number 4. Drop pod number 5 is right here on map, okay? Now it's important you know where these drop pods are, due to the fact that when we kill the Berserkers, these guys down here, they will drop an orb. Well, they'll drop 2 orbs. Those orbs have to go to one of 5 drop pods. Now, for you yourself as the player carrying the orb, you actually have no idea where you're going. You need to have the map, so in this case, Sentry and Drew, will be telling you a number 1 through 4, okay?
Okay.
So, or 1 through 5, excuse me. If that number is, say, 4, for example, you're going to be going to the west of the map.
Radio tower.
Radio tower, and you're going to be depositing over there. If your number is 5, you're going to be bringing that orb up here to the map and depositing in this drop pod. Okay?
Yep.
When we deposit orbs number 5, they add time to the timer. So this entire encounter is timed, as you can see right here with this little guy. When we get into the red, we're getting dangerously close to a white. Okay? But every time we deposit a number 5 orb, it adds time. Now to find the orbs, the map guides us around the map. So they're going to give us a location, say between 5 and 3 on the back street, okay? So using map as your anchor point and using Chanel building as your north anchor point, you know that you're going to the south on the very back street.
Dome.
It does get a little chaotic and confusing at times once you're on the ground. However, the more that you do it, with more repetition, you'll understand that the Berserkers actually have designated routines and patterns that they go through in their movement. But it's, as I'm saying, the more experience you have, the more that you're going to find them a lot quicker than you would your first time. So, taking down a Berserker. When you approach a Berserker, he will send out a blue suppression field. With this blue suppression field, you can't use any of your abilities, you can't shoot a grenade, anything. At that same point in time, when he sends up that suppression field, he is charging essentially his one-hit kill. To prevent that one-hit kill, he has a crit spot on his chest and on his back. They're a giant orange square.
Yeah.
Okay? They have to be shot at the same time before he fires his cannon. So go ahead and come on down here with me, Exotic. Now, quick tip is that anytime you're approaching a Berserker, you need to have 2 players with you. It's also imperative that one of you calls out, hey, I'm taking back, so that one's on the back, one's on the front. Okay? Go ahead and shoot his crit spot. Now his shield's gone. We can do damage to him. When we kill him, he's going to drop that orb, okay?
Yeah.
However, I'm about to give everybody a number of 1 through 4. The number that I give you has nothing to do in association with the drop pods around the map. It is the order in which you will pick up the orbs from the Berserker as they drop, okay? So, for this, Sinister, you will be picking up 1. Exotic, you will be picking up 2. Savage will be picking up 3. Neurosis will be picking up 4. So, while you are picking up second here, Exotic, before you pick up your orb, you need to wait. You need to wait a second and ensure that whoever's picking up before you, if you are the number 2 or number 4 pickup, they have their 1, they have their orb, and 2, they have their number from map and they know where they're going. Okay?
Okay.
Let's go ahead and start this encounter really quick. I'm going to show you what the map looks like and how things appear. It's alright, it's going to be a wipe. I'm not going to actually start it.
Oh.
So, when I deposit this orb, there's going to be a 3D digital representation of this giant area that we're in right here on this square. You're going to see a green square facing north. You're going to see 2 green squares on the east, 3 on the south, and 4 on the west. That represents the drop pod locations, okay?
Okay.
You're also going to see a giant, like an orange line. That orange line represents the Berserker. There's good Berserkers and bad Berserkers. So see how this one's got a giant circle above his head? A filled-in circle?
Yep.
That's how we know he's the good Berserker. So for this call here, we would call 5 in between 5 and 2 on the side street. Okay? But you also see how there are the little white, or like the yellow things moving around right here in the middle.
Yeah.
Those represent the players. When the player picks up an orb, very similar to the way the drop pods have squares above them, when a player picks up an orb, they have circles. The number of circles above their head represents what orb number they have or where they're supposed to be dropping off. Tracking?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, any questions so far?
No, I'm okay.
Okay. Where you are picking up second, you will be picking up an orb and taking it to the drop pod location. Whether that drop pod is 1 through 4 or 5, you cannot deposit if there are servitors around. So the other 2 players, in this instance it would be myself and Savage, we will be taking out the servitors for you so that you can deposit into the drop pod. As a carrier, do not worry about taking down the servitors because you are on a timer while picking up that orb. So it's imperative that you get across the map as quickly as you can. Fastest way to do so, if you're carrying an orb, is to jump and punch. If you're not carrying an orb, is to use your sparrow. But keep in mind with your sparrow, you're very paper thin. You're going to die in a second. So be conscientious about that. Okay. After you deposit your drop pod, you are going to be going to the next Berserker. At this point in time, you will not be picking up. You will just be accompanying the outside drop pod to that drop pod and killing the servitors. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go ahead and give it a wipe. You see how this timer's counting down though?
Yep.
That's how we know we're on a timer. So let's go ahead and give it a wipe. You can just drive off the map or you can wait for the timer to expire, either or.
I'll drive, it's quicker.
Yeah, but I think we have a player. Sinister's not here.
Oh, I'm here. I'm just sitting here waiting for the timer to go out. I'm listening to it beep. Sorry.
You're fine.
Yeah, you can download the browser.
Right. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to grab a drink. It's just
That's fine. Go ahead. Right. So when you exotic, you back? No? Okay. Sherpas, any questions on how I explain that? Or anything that you yourself explain differently? Okay. You understand this whole first encounter, Drew? Okay. Alright. Well, I thought you said that you didn't understand this encounter. Oh, phase 1? Okay.
I'm back.
Okay, well then we'll make sure that you're down low this time. Alright. Well, I hope that I can help with that.
There.
So, exotic, when you carry the orb, you're going to have a timer on the left-hand side of your screen. Timer counts down to about 50. If that timer reaches 0, you die. So it is important that you try to move while carrying the orb as quickly as possible. After you deposit the orb, you will have a charge on the left-hand side of your screen called ionized. If you are ionized, you cannot pick up another orb. Okay? So if we go to kill the next Berserker and you still have 40 seconds left, or I'm sorry, the third Berserker in this case, and you still have 40 seconds left, you need to let us know.
Okay.
Alright, let's go ahead and give this first shot a try, see how we do.
Can't get back.
Wait, where's it at?
Map, you're going to be picking up this orb.
Gotcha.
So map always picks up first orb as well, just so you guys are tracking that. Always. Alright, here we go. So, reading the map, first Berserker is over by 2, so in between 5 and 2 on that side street.
He's also moving towards you guys. You're about to roll up on him quick. There you go. You should be on. Two of you are on top of him.
Got him. I've got rear sinister.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have rear. I missed it.
Ads. I just want to clear out these ads quick. Sorry.
Here we go.
Alright.
I've got back.
Oh, shit.
Somebody get his back. Thank you. You guys missed it. Alright, come on, yo. There we go. Alright, first pickup.
Okay. First pickup?
Alright.
Hold on,
First
exotic.
pickup is 3.
Okay. First pickup was 3, you're going
Second
south.
pickup is 5.
Exotic, you're headed to map. So 5 is map. Remember, you've got to climb the buildings to get up to map. Oh, what a fail. Get a deposit. Next Berserker, please.
Next Berserker is on the corner of 4 and 1.
Got
Right
it.
there on the street.
I've got back.
Someone, yep, you guys are on top of him. That's it.
Shoot him. Good job, everybody. Okay, first pickup.
First pickup is 5, you're coming home. Second pickup is 4.
Perfect, we're
Right by
going
it.
over here to the left. So Exotic, you should be with me. You're headed to 4, Exotic. Remember, you're headed to help the outside orb 1 through 4.
Shit.
You want to take down these servitors? Oh, there wasn't any. Good job. Next Berserker, please.
Next Berserker is right below home to the carpet. This carpet.
Okay.
Carpet room.
Is it on carpet or above carpet? Am I on him?
He looks like he dropped.
Am I on him?
No. There's one right behind you. Right behind him. Like he's facing you right now. Right down the street. No. Main street that you're on. Just straight forward. Across that building.
I got him. I see him. Keep pushing past this one, you guys.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
I've got
I
back.
didn't notice it was too so close.
Here we go. What's your timer? First pickup?
0. I'm ready to pick up.
Okay. Go ahead and pick up.
Alright,
Exotic.
first pickup is home. Second pickup is 3.
We're going south to 3. Beautiful.
There he is. Servitor just spawned.
You're good to deposit. Next Berserker, please.
Next Berserker is right in front of 4. He's on the street. There's 2 of them right there, so be careful. Let me
Is
know
he the
when
one
you get
furthest
close.
to 4 or closer to the map?
He is the one. They're linear. They're not. He's the one on the street. The other one's in the air.
Farther north or farther south?
Further north.
Got him. He's on Neurosis in courtyard.
Correct. You're on. That's right. Oh, we gotta get the servitor.
Okay. First pickup.
There we go. I'm about to die.
You're ionized. You gotta pay attention to that ionized timer. First pickup. Hold on, Savage.
First pickup is home.
Okay.
Second pickup is 1. 1 Chanel.
So, for those of you watching, if you just seen the area that I jumped up from, it's a good way to go from 4 up to map. We're just about to finish here. I'm going to show you a couple other areas that you can jump up to map really quickly. So, we're done. Go ahead and wait on at 1 for me, guys. Don't jump down, though. So, if you're on the ground floor, you're fine. If you're on the ground floor from 1, Chanel building, you're headed to map, right? There's this air duct here you can jump on, and then up to this black box, and then up to the next platform, and you're up to map. Okay, that's coming from 1, coming from 2, or coming from the east. Good way to get up there. You have 2 options here. You can go from this platform, there, and up, or you can go from here, on top of these boxes, from the bridge over to map. Now, if you don't have stompies or you don't feel comfortable making that jump, you can go the way that Exotic's going and actually go up to that platform and make it up to map as well. Coming from 3, easiest way to jump up is the way that I actually just dropped down. So you're coming from 3 on the domes. Let me show you. Right there's the domes, headed north, and this is on both sides. Just go ahead and hit these platforms, jump into here, jumping up, and then you're right here to map as well. For this video, I will be showing the underground area from 1. However, due to the fact that I cannot show you all of them, it may be worthwhile to look at a map. As there is a map of the sewers, I will include one in a link below as well. Alright, let's go ahead and drop down, everybody. When you first drop down the hole, chest will be right here behind you. From 1, it's relatively simple. You have these giant opening tunnels. You're going to go down 3, so that's 1, 2, and 3. You're going to take a left-hand turn, go through this first intersection. Oh, is it through the first intersection? Hold on. Yeah, it's through the first intersection, across the gap, and taking a right. Or left. Taking a left. Fucking sinister. So again, you're going down 3 from 1, opposite the direction of the chest, going across the gap, taking a left, and you're here. Now a good way to know if you've made it or not is if you see this crate here, Exotic. Look for this crate as you're going through tunnels, and you'll always know that you're right where you're at. And again, you're looking for this mound of dirt and going through the hole in the wall. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream here. Thanks for watching the Sherpa the Sherpa, Scourge of the Past, first phase encounter.